Good afternoon and welcome to the Monday, November 8th, 2021 Park and Rec Commission meeting being held in the City Hall Council chambers. We'll begin today by having each commissioner and staff member introduce themselves, starting on my left.
Jim Bastian.
Bev Lunenberg.
Bob Skillings,
Carissa Bugler.
Leroy Floor.
Amy Johnson.
Cheryl Corman.
And Tom Schmitz, Director of the Park and Rec Department.
thank you. The next item on our agenda is to approve our agenda. Is there a motion to do so?
I will make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve our agenda. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign, motion carries. Next item is the approval of our minutes from our October 11th, 2021 meeting. Is there a motion to do so?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve the October 11th, 2021 Park and Rec Commission meeting minutes. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign, motion carries. Next item on our agenda is the City Council meeting recap. Director Schmitz.
Thank you, Chair Skillings and Commissioners. As usual, there were 2 City Council meetings since our last Commission meeting a month ago. The October 18th City Council meeting saw them accept the donations that you recommended they accept. And then at the November 2nd City Council meeting, they conducted the first of 2 considerations of next year's fee schedule. So that concludes the action of the City Council over the past month related to Park and Rec.
Thank you, Director Schmitz. Any questions? Then we'll move on to our next item, which is old business. And under old business, we would like to get a renew update from Director Schmitz.
Thank you, Chair Skillings and Commissioners. And you see in the agenda packet that this is labeled the final renew update. I think we're all aware of the number of years that everyone has put in towards these renew projects. We're very fortunate. And the great news is that the Recreation Center is fully open. Even though we call it about 98% complete, we're still working through some punch list items. But the major components of the Recreation Center are all open. The last major component to open was the field house, the renovated field house, Vogo Field House. And that was the new floor, replacing the old vinyl curtains with athletic mesh netting so we can see through it. And then some of the other improvements, including paint in the field house. So it was a very successful ribbon cutting on Friday, October 29th. Thank you to everyone that has been involved with all of these great projects. And as you see in the packet, we just want to make sure that this fantastic funding mechanism that we have here locally with our 0.5% local sales tax is the only reason we have these great improvements in our community, such as the Civic Center, the expanded Community Center back in 2000, and then, of course, the updates at Johnson Field, the new parking lots at Herman Heights, and, of course, the expanded and renovated Recreation Center. So let's not forget about this wonderful funding mechanism we have. And just about a decade from now, we'll probably be needing to talk about whether or not we want to recommend a reauthorization, and whether that's for more recreational projects, community development projects, or other type of municipal projects. We just want to make sure that this stays, in our minds for future development when it comes to capital development that we don't want to fund with property taxes. So that's the renew update. I don't know if there's any questions related to renew.
Director Schmitz, so the bonds that were issued for these more recent projects,
Yes.
when do those expire or get paid off?
Well, they expire when we pay them off. And
Is there a year in the future that they're scheduled to be paid off?
Well, generally, way back in the beginning, I'll call it Renew 1, back in 2000, we thought we amortized these over about 2 decades, about 20 years. Well, we brought in sales tax revenue monthly and annually greater than we anticipated. So we paid off those first bonds, I think it was in 2015 or 2016. And so, we initially conceptualized these new bond sales, I'll call it Renew 2, to go another 20 years. But if the economy stays, strong and local sales tax comes in, as it has over the past couple of decades, we'll be in a position to pay those bonds off prior to 20 years. And those sales, I think, were in 2018 and 19 when we sold the Renew 2 bonds, so to speak, of the $14.8 million in sales tax bonds. So there's not an exact day, an exact year. We've been bringing in an average of, significantly more per month and per year in local sales tax than what is required for debt payment, and debt payment is principal and interest. So I'm sure over the next coming years, we'll be getting updates, regular updates from the finance department and the finance director on how our sales tax accounts are doing.
Do you remember what year we started Renew 2?
When we sold those first bonds, is my understanding.
Well, I mean the planning, the
The planning.
preliminary,
Yes, okay, so
everything that went into the preliminaries.
right, the election was November of 16. Prior to that, 2 years of formal work with the commission, the Renew Committee, and the City Council goes back to 14. And I would say there was 2 years prior to that, that staff and others began thinking and conceptualizing next steps when it comes to local sales tax. So I kind of say 9 years. It's been since 2012 that people have been thinking and working towards this fruition that we're able to celebrate this year.
Any other questions? Well, I'd just say congratulations to Director Schmitz and Assistant Director Corman for all the work that you put into that and the vision that you've had for these projects. I believe that they were all under the Park and Rec Department,
Correct.
and you did an outstanding job.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I would just say that it was very enjoyable to be a part of this great team. And this team was very, very large with lots of citizen input, commission input, Renew Committee, Renew Oversight Committee, City Council, and others. We're just very fortunate to have a lot of great people working together over many years for the betterment of our community and region.
Anything else on Renew? Then we'll move on to new business. First item on new business is donations.
Thank you, Chair Skillings and Commissioners. I'll read into the record some donations that were offered to the city through the Park and Recreation Department over the past year, and that includes for the German Park Amphitheater Shade Structure Project, $50 from LaDonna Liliaden, and then for German Park paver stones and improvements in German Park, $600 from Gerald and Maggie Ubel, honoring their children and grandchildren. Jerry and Maggie Ubel, Michael, Terry, Matthew, and Rachel Kaylee, Jeff, Tammy, Becky, and Thomas Bach. Then $200 from the Greater Brown County Area Girl Scouts, honoring Mary Nicklay. And then $200 from Barb Mueller, honoring Al, Ellen, and family Muellers. So the grand total is $1,050 offered to the city through cash donations over the past month. I recommend you forward that on to the City Council for their acceptance.
Thank you. Do we have a motion to recommend?
I'll
Okay.
make a motion to recommend to forward it on to the city council.
I'll
I'll se-
second.
Motion's been made and seconded to forward the donations, to recommend that we accept them, that the city council accepts them. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Next item on our new business agenda is the 2022 officers for Park and Rec Commission. We can take action this evening if we have those that are willing to serve as either chairperson or vice chairperson, or if we have nominations for those individuals. Otherwise, we can wait until our next meeting.
Director Schmitz, may I just ask a quick question? If the city council were to change the number of commissioners who sit on the Park and Rec Commission, would that be implemented in 2023?
That's a possibility, Commissioner Bugler and commissioners. That's still very much uncertain at this point in time. I imagine if they make changes, there will be some sort of mechanism to phase those in for
Okay.
the boards and commissions that need them phased in.
Okay.
Many of the boards and commissions are not fully completed or filled. They have vacancies and chronic vacancies on a number of our boards and commissions. That's not the case with the Park and Recreation Commission. There's actually a waiting list to get onto the Park and Rec Commission. But the city council, my understanding is that they're going to review this entire topic over the next few months, because there's so many different quantities and makeups of the various boards and commissions.
I just wanted to make sure if we elect someone into a position, if we have to make changes in the number of commissioners who serve, that would,
Yeah, I don't think we need to worry about that. I do
Okay.
think that we would be able to work through that process, and that no one would be bumped out of an officer position, mid-year if there ends up becoming a change in the makeup
Sure.
of the
Okay.
commission. So you have in the packet the existing makeup of the commission of 9 members, of which I know Commissioner Vorwerk is terming off. So he would not be eligible for chair or vice chair. So I'll turn it back over to the chair.
Do we have any nominations at this point, or do we want to wait and consider next month?
Nominate Carissa Bugler for chair.
I
Okay.
agree.
All right, we have a motion to appoint Commissioner Bugler as our chair for 2022. We also have a second.
So you are going off of the,
Yes, I'm going off.
you're
the board.
going off, okay.
Yep.
I'll make a motion that we accept the Carissa Bugler as our new chair, if she accepts.
Well, I think that what we need to do, we made the motion, you
Yep.
seconded it,
Okay,
to nominate her for that. I think what we need to do is approve that nomination. So is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Opposed, same sign. So motion carries. Are there any other nominations for our chairperson? Hearing none, then is there a motion to elect Ms. Bugler as our chairperson?
Is she willing to accept the position?
yes.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to accept.
Okay,
Carissa.
motion's been made. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion's made and seconded to elect Commissioner Bugler as our chairperson for 2022. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign, motion carries. Thank you, Carissa.
Thank you.
Do we want to take any action on a vice chair for 2022. Don't be shy if you're interested.
To make a motion to elect Amy Johnson as vice chairperson for 2022.
Okay, motion's been made to elect Amy Johnson as the vice chair. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to elect Amy Johnson. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. All right, we got that taken care of. Thank you. So we'll move on to new business. The next item on our agenda is the potential future changes of the Park and Rec Commission membership. I think Director Schmitz, you've mentioned a few things about that already. Do we want to take action at this time to recommend to the City Council whether we want to have 5 members on this commission or 7 members, or to keep it the way it is? Director Schmitz, if the City Council would make changes to our commissions in terms of our numbers, would we get a action item from them in terms of what our recommendation is, or do we need to make that recommendation now?
Chair Skillings and Commissioners, you do not need to make that recommendation now. Normally, the City Council prefers recommendations coming from the various boards and commissions. And so if they take action at this, they may simply, their first action may be to send it back to boards and commissions for the recommendations. Or if the Park and Rec Commission is ready to make a decision now or next month or even in January, the commission can voice a stance, a recommendation prior, so that the council already has that. But it is not necessary to make a decision or a recommendation on that today.
So this has been put on our new business agenda, not by the action of the City Council. It's just a heads up that you've included in our agenda?
Correct,
Okay.
yes.
We're looking for discussion today. I've thought a little bit about this, just looking at how we compare to some of the other commissions. One of my thoughts is having a diverse Park and Rec Commission really provides robust discussion and representation of all different segments of our community. Given Park and Rec serves such a wide variety of interests and ages, and our intent is to provide great opportunities for social connectivity and improving the health of our community, ensuring that we have a strong voice of all different segments of our community, I think is really important. I'm not making a formal motion if we're not asking for that at this point in time, but I think reducing to anything smaller than 7 would be a significant challenge to ensure all those voices are being shared. Especially in light of hearing Director Schmitz share, there's a waiting list. So there's interest in the community to serve and shape the future programming and facilities that we offer in our community.
And we have 9
Correct.
presently.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, the 9 that we have are all sort of at large, correct?
Yes, yes. And recruited and nominated by the mayor and then adopted by the city council.
There has been discussion about maybe having some of the members be from the different wards. And we have a city council representative. Is he one of the 9 currently?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Back in 2013, under the recommendation of then Commissioner Ruth Ann Webster and Counselor Ruth Ann Webster, things changed, the makeup changed on the Park and Recreation Commission to require a city councilor to be on the commission. And then at that time, the decision was made to change from 8 up to 9. And maybe it should have gone from 8 down to 7 if you're going to require a city councilor to be on the commission. Now, I know that some people don't think councilors should be on the boards and commissions. So that's still a topic that the city council is going to be discussing through work sessions and so on. Because the boards and commissions, I think you really want to be organic citizens who are really bringing information, non-political, apolitical information from the neighborhoods, as opposed to a voice of a local politician, so to speak. So that aspect of this broad topic is something also to be considered by not only the boards and commissions, but also the council. So I think it's, at this stage, it's discussion. It's some great thoughts and ideas, and we'll have all that in the minutes, and it could be discussion in the future months before action may be taken, or eventually there may possibly be, no change to the makeup of boards and commissions.
I think it'd be a good idea to keep it on our agenda, and I suppose put it under old business.
Sure, you bet.
Are there any other, to your knowledge, are there any other boards or commissions that are not just at-large representatives of the community, where they're maybe appointed from the different either councilors or wards, to your knowledge?
Some of the commissions do have appointments from the wards. I forget exactly which one. I know there may be one of the airport boards or commissions. But I'm not completely in tune with, as you see on the list here, all of the various boards and commissions. So there is a kind of a hodgepodge, a vast different makeup between the multitude of boards and commissions.
Any other discussion, questions?
My only thing is I do think we do need a city councilor on our commission. I think it's good feedback when they go back to their meeting, and they can come to us with more of an open discussion.
I agree, Bev. I believe the city councilor we have right now is pretty objective in
Yes.
sharing his opinion and trying not to shape our discussion too much, but helps us see the bigger picture and how we roll up into the operations of the city. And that's been helpful as we make decisions, I think, around the implications of our recommendation to the city. It kind of helps things move along a little faster when we understand maybe the perspective or how the recommendation we're offering is impacting other areas as well. So I have found value in it as well.
Is this the largest department in city government from a fiscal
There-
standpoint?
Oh, yes.
That's a good question.
I think from that perspective, it's good that we have 9 members.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? Well, let's keep that on the agenda then for future meetings. and we'll address it at some point here, maybe with a formal vote. So we'll move on then to the last of our new business, and that would be consider the capital improvement plan. And in parentheses, it says action is not necessarily required at this meeting. So there is a list there, and Director Schmitz.
Yes, thank you, Chair Skillings and Commissioners. You have before you in the packet a dynamic document here that changes from month to month and year to year. But I just want to point out some of the categories. This first section is entitled Repair and Replacement Projects. And many of these are in next year's preliminary 2022 budget. So repairing the basin at the Angel Fountain in German Park, adding the shade structure to the amphitheater in German Park, mostly funded by the state of Minnesota bonding bill. And then shelter repairs at Herman Heights. This is facade, siding, soffit fascia, that sort of stuff. The shelter near the splash pad in North Park, approximately $40,000 to be donor funded by the Lions Club. The North Park batting cage improvements, partially donor funded from the KNUJ Minnesota Twins Award. And that is also a project that staff recommends to reduce maintenance costs. Maintenance costs in an artificial turf facility like that are less. You have fewer weeds, less dirt and egg lime issues, and so on. The Washington Park shelter repairs. A lot of these shelters are viewed as revenue generators also when it comes to rentals. Mill and overlay at the Civic Center parking lot. So that's that first group. And then the second group are a little bit further out. We don't have years defined on those. Repairs to the recreational trail, bituminous surface. If fundraising continues to go well at German Park, the next improvements would be improvements to the bandstand and possibly purchasing a portable stage. Lincoln Park shelter renovation is in our long-range plan so that it can be more utilized as a revenue generator, so that there's actually a rentable room for parties and gatherings in Lincoln Park. The Riverside Park exterior facade needs repairs, the brick and tuck pointing, soffit fascia. Adding open shelters at a number of our parks as part of our anti-skin cancer initiative. The skate park does not have any shade when you're a skate park user, so we want to add an open shelter down in the skate park for them. And then possible irrigation in the athletic field at Washington Park. Then there's a category called new development projects. And these are basically parks without shelters. Also, a water access site improvement at Adams Park. Adding fitness equipment around more playgrounds. I think we have 2 or 3 playgrounds with a few pieces of fitness equipment around them. An actual outdoor fitness center. A lot of communities and agencies have those. And then there's this category of our undeveloped parks. Parks with absolutely nothing developed in them. We're going to wait and see what happens at Upper Cottonwood Street. We're still in land acquisition negotiations with 2 landowners up there. So that is pending. Even though we have an offer from the state of Minnesota through the Department of Natural Resources to assist in funding that neighborhood park development. And then we've got these other parks that are completely undeveloped. Maplewood Park, Fender Park, North Broadway, Lakeside Village, South Goose Town, South Market. So I just wanted to kind of explain and walk through our CIP list, and if commissioners have any input or feedback, they can provide it now or at any time, and staff will continually review and rework and update this master plan. And I imagine at various points in the future, the council's gonna request this and say, what is the 5-year, 10-year, 20-year plan through the Park and Recreation Commission and Department? So we want to work on that and keep that dusted off.
And do we have a companion piece that we developed when we were going through the process of trying to identify and prioritize neighborhood parks?
Yes, we have all that next neighborhood park data and information that we worked on for over a year. So that's something also that the commission needs to review. And it may, depending upon what happens in the Upper Cottonwood area, if we are able to acquire that land, I'm quite certain the city council is going to want to move forward because we have a $100,000 grant offer from the state of Minnesota to acquire and develop that neighborhood park. If we're not able to acquire the land up there in Upper Cottonwood, I think the commission may want to very well look at these next parks and make a decision as to what park should see some development. There are funds in that development account, and there are these neighborhoods in town that do not have a neighborhood park. We own land, it's designated as parkland. So I'm sure over the next few months, year at the most, we'll want to move, take action on the next neighborhood park.
Any other questions, comments? Thank you, Director Schmitz. We will move on then to reports from commissioners and staff. We have the department activity report that we should accept and order filed. Is there a motion to do so?
I'll make a motion to receive and order file the October 2021 Department Activity Report.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and second to receive and order file the October 2021 activity report. Any questions, discussion regarding that report? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign, motion carries. Next item is the staff report.
Thank you, Chair Skillings and Commissioners. The only additional information we have to share from staff is that the Recreation Center is seeing a very large volume of business, a very large volume of usage. Lots of new members, whether they're punch card members, 3-month members, 12-month members, a lot of day users purchasing daily admission, a lot of Martin Luther College students coming down, utilizing the facility. So it's very, very busy, and a lot of people are very happy and utilizing it quite heavily. So that's that, just in time for the busy indoor recreation season we call winter. So there are certainly times that the place is very busy, and then there are some other times that it's less busy. So depending upon how many people you want to be around, you can schedule your visit and exercise at the Recreation Center. Beyond that, the Civic Center is in full speed ahead with winter ice. Hockey and figure skating is at full speed ahead. Both sheets of ice are quite busy. And the community center is well programmed by the senior and arts community. A lot of activity going on at the community center. And we are ready to flood the outdoor skating rinks at Harmon Park once the weather cools a little bit more. Herman Monument is closed for the season. We're kind of putting to bed the summer facilities and getting the snow plows and snow blowers ready for the upcoming season. I don't know if Assistant Director Corman has anything to add. If you have any questions, we'd be more than happy to address those. But that's the staff report.
Just share the information on an 800 member increase from last month. That's almost 80% growth in 1 month.
Yes.
It will, and then anticipating continued growth. That is amazing that many people are looking to improve their health, and that by providing that facility that welcomes them and makes that easy for them. And I know there's future plans of maybe 24/7 access and different things to maybe help spread out all those almost 2,000 members that we have. That's exactly, I think, what we're trying to achieve in the community, is by providing a space that encourages that, welcomes that. So thanks to you and the staff for welcoming all those new members.
Yeah,
Yes.
just a few notes on that. Prior to opening the rec center fully, our numbers had gone down because of various reasons. You know, they had fewer amenities. They had access to, they did not have access to the track or the courts, and the pool didn't open until September, and it was still nice out. And now with everything being open, that's probably why you see the sharp increase, in addition to, wanting to be healthier, hopefully. But also the 24/7 update, we are just about ready for that to happen, to take place. I'm hoping to get that online within the next couple of weeks to give people that option that want that service. And so that, I think, also will add to our numbers and increase use as well.
Yes, and one more item related to the 24/7 is it will not be the entire campus. There's no swimming pool 24/7. And so the only 24/7 facility in the building is going to be the fitness center. The exercise machines, the barbells, the dumbbells, the free weights. The gymnastics center is not going to be 24/7. Showers and locker rooms are not going to be 24/7, nor will racquetball and the field house. The only 24/7 aspect at this point in time is planned to be the fitness center itself.
Does that still require a staff person 24/7 then?
No. The customers will have a fob, an electronic fob about the size of a quarter, 25-cent piece, and that will get them in the front door, and then they'll check themselves in, and then have use of the fitness equipment. We do have night custodian staff on most nights of the week, but there will not be a coordinator or cashier or activity staff 24/7, no. There will be a lot of monitoring taking place, as there is now, throughout all day, every day, with nearly 50 cameras in the building. But no, there won't be fitness staff or cashier staff for that 24/7 aspect. Assistant Director Corman?
And then one more thing to note, we are, like many other businesses in town, experiencing staff shortages. So, again, just another shout out to please have patience as we work through our growing challenges and our growing pains, so.
Yes, there's a lot of part-time positions vacant at Park and Rec, from lifeguards to swim instructors to cashiers and welcome desk coordinators to also part-time maintenance and custodial staff. We're struggling for employees, as Assistant Director Corman said, most businesses are in town.
Does New Ulm still have a swim club?
The Park and Rec Department has taken the swim club over. They did that probably maybe about 5 years ago or so. We have not started that back up yet, but are planning to do so in January-ish, I believe. Our program supervisor is working on getting that program back up and running.
And then if the actual club or association rebuilds themselves, then Park and Rec and the city will back away and encourage the association or the swim club to do what the other 40 associations are doing in town, and that is operating their own competitive and recreational activity programs. And
Is the
then
city-
the pool was also designed to handle competitive swimming. If the high school ever decides to implement a state high school league swim team, that would be possible at the recreation center.
How is the gymnastics program coming along?
Our understanding is that they're growing by leaps and bounds. They're hosting new members daily, and that their numbers are higher than they've ever been in recent times. So the gymnastics program is flourishing, and we're very proud and excited to be a part of helping Turner Hall host the Turner Olympics in 2023. I'm sure you'll be hearing about that more in the months to come.
Thank you.
So the 24/7 fitness, is there still a walking track? Will it include that?
No, commissioners. The field house will not be open 24/7, just the fitness center and the fitness machines. So the treadmills will be available 24/7 for walking.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Commissioners have any reports? Okay. Our next meeting is scheduled for Monday, December 13th, 4 o'clock here in the City Hall Council chambers. And with no further business, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.